Okay guys, now we'll study like events in Node.js. So basically when you were studying JavaScript, so there were a bunch of events like on click event and on mouse hover event, but we were not having something like which we can build by ourselves. So in Node.js we can build custom events. Custom event means we can build our own events, what we want to do with that event, and it's really easy. We will have to just write few lines, and it's by default asynchronous. Okay guys, so let's just see. I'll tell you how it's work while writing the code. So we'll say constant event, or I'll say events equals to require events. So events is also a what to say by built-in module. You don't have to install it. And if you go to events, like if I show you events Node.js, yeah, you can see events is also having a bunch of options. Like every other module, this is also having a bunch of options. I mean, if I just start teaching, it will never end. So I'll just tell you like important stuff, and you can see it's done like this. So basically they are using directly from the class, but we won't use classes. So let me just close this. Now if I say console.log, like I'm just printing, not doing anything, to check whether our events got imported easily. There wasn't any error. So yeah, so there isn't any error and we got it. Now to get this is a class, so we have to initialize a class like event emitter class. So we'll say constant event. Now we'll say event, this is s events and this is event just. Now I'll say new events dot event emitter. Now this is a class which I am initializing using new events, inside that event emitter and like braces. Now I'll just print the event. Now let's just check. So we got event emitter and everything's fine, there is no error. But if I show you one more thing, suppose I just say like this, not write events, like this. Okay, so you'll be like, oh okay, that will give you an error obviously, because that doesn't mean anything. So but I can do like this also. I don't know it's with the keyword or what. If you directly want to use, you just write event emitter like this. Okay, now you don't have to do like event emitter dot events. You see now is working. Now we don't have to do like event emitter dot like this. Previously we were doing with the events word. Now we can just direct say new event emitter. So everything's fine. Now we'll just remove this console. Now how a event works. So one side is sending a message, other side is receiving a message. Simple. One is sending, one is receiving. So firstly we'll build for sending. So I'll say event dot emit. Emit means to release something or send something. If I show you like meaning of emit also, emit meaning produce or and discharge. See, discharging something. So that's what emit is. So we are just emit, will discharge an event. So what event? As I told you, we can build custom events. So I will name my event myself. So I'll say print. Why print? Like suppose, or console, I want to print something, so I'll say okay console. Or maybe I can say name, I want to print name. Whatever you think, whatever name you'll give, I'll say print. Okay, event emit print. If I again run, no error, but it has emitted the event, but the second part there wasn't any listen, so it will not show error. Okay, I'm fine, I have just emitted it. Now we'll say here to listen, we'll say event dot on. You can see automatically giving suggestions on, like on the, like I am listening on now we'll give the same name, so we'll say print, because I'm sending the event print, so it should listen to print event also. Okay guys, now if I save it, we can see we got a bunch of error. Now what's the error? You can see the listener argument must be of type function received undefined. You can see listener, so it's saying listener, okay, it's the word on but it listens, must be of type function. So when it sends an event, it gives a callback function. So what we want to do, so we'll just do like this. I want to console.log, and I'll say am printing, like normal, I'm printing. Now if I again run, everything's fine, but no error, but like no anything printed, because as I told you, I called the print from here and it was listening to print, it should come here and printed it. But again if I show you, it's not working. Why? Because listen should be described before, so this listen argument should be used before as compared to afterwards, because when you are here it's sending, but listening part was initialized afterwards, so that's why it's not working. So we have to listen first, then if someone sends any message or something, then we'll listen. Now if I run, I have to save it guys. If I run, you can see I got the message I am printing. Simple. Now if I send some other emit, so I'll say emit data, save it. Noise note, so I am not getting anything because it was listening to event print only, not data. So here also I have to write data. You can see I'm printing. But suppose with the event emit, will say on click we can pass data, extra data also. So if here I want to pass some extra data, so I'll put a comma like this. You're putting a comma, and whatever value you want to send, I want to send 12. I want to send 12. Okay, 12 is my data or something like that. I'll save it. Again I run it. I'm printing, but where am I receiving what? So to receive this, I'll give in this callback, I'll give a param. So I'll say number. Here I'll just print the number. See, I'm printing 12. I'm printing 12. But suppose I'm not giving 12, but its params is receiving, so it will be undefined or something like that. See, undefined, so it's not a problem. You can just say if number is there. But suppose I want to send a lot of data, so I'm just sending 12. So you'll say, okay, just wrap this up in an object and send. Yeah, I can do that, but that is unnecessary, because we can just say 12 again comma and send another values. Now I'll say JS. So now these two values will be sent. If I save it again, but still we got 12 only, because here we are receiving one argument only. So I'll write another param and say lang means language, because I wrote JavaScript basically. Now here I'll print the lang. Again I run it. See, we got JS also. I am printing 12 JS. How we got it? Because I just I made a little bigger so you can see clearly. I am printing JS 12. Now if I show you, suppose there is a long function. Suppose it's kind of function like this. There's a like 20 lines of functions. So putting it here, it's not a good way. So what we'll do, we'll just call a function, and function name will be fun. Suppose we'll just call a function called fun from here, and we'll define a function. We'll say function, we'll say fun, and here I'll say console.log. I'll take the data as number and language, and here I'll receive the also number comma language. Save it. Now run it. We got 12 and JS. You can see we just came here, it will come here, it will say okay, just call the function. it will go here and do. Now you can just write a lot of stuff and you will be just one liner. But suppose you want to build another event, just build, no problem. You'll say event dot I want to call money. Money means you want to send some money, and save it. Now if I run it, nothing happened because there is no, I'm not listening to money. So I'll say okay, I'm listening to money. Event dot on I'm listening to money event, and I'll give a callback like this. I'll say console, let me put it a little downwards, guys. I have received the money. Now if I say, see, we got 12 JS, then I have received the money, both. Yeah, you can see. But suppose I want to emit this money after I have received number or language data. So I have received some data, then I'll discharge the money or send the money someone else. So I want to emit afterwards, so we can just cut it here and paste it after this. Now firstly number and language will be called, then the money event will be called, and I'll just print the money. Now again see it, see 12 JS called, then again money was emitted. Now inside money event listening, we can just emit another event. We can say data again. We just call the, I mean it will become a loop, then I mean my system will hang again. It will emit data. I mean you can emit multiple times. Okay, so it will emit data, then it will go to on, then it will call the function again, then it will emit money here. It will become a chain. You can see I am thinking my system is going to hang. Okay, what happened? Okay, why it's not, we are emitting money, the money come here. Okay, this event is not being called. So what is the reason why? Okay, let me first remove this. You can see it's printing 12 JS only, and event money is not being called. Like I'm calling the event emit, but it's not being called. So what is the possible reason for it? Now what is the possible reason? Suppose I just tried, what is happening, it's coming here, sending the event on, then emitting event, then it's going, then emitting money, but money wasn't listening because it wasn't initialized. So we'll just cut it and paste it above to listen it. Now we can emit and listen both the events. So previously what was happening, it was in the end to listen, so it came here, define the function, then I say okay, listen to data event, then event emitted, it came here, and again I told here to emit the money event, but money event wasn't listening because it hasn't gone till there. So I just pick it up and put it upwards. Now I'll say here I have received money. But again if I event dot do emit data, now I think it will become a loop. So you can see I have, okay, now okay, it was going too fast. Yeah, so it will just keep on calling. Now suppose, let me just delete all of the stuff. Yeah, now suppose you want to call a lot of events. So we'll say event dot on, and you'll say data, and here we'll say console.log first listener. Okay guys, now again I'll just copy it. Okay, yeah, now here I'll say second listener. Again I'll just copy it. Third listener. So what is happening, we listening on the same data event and 3 listeners are there. So now what I'll do, I'll just emit the event dot emit. Now I'll call the data. Now let's just see which will execute. Now if I run it, you can see we got all three executed: first listener, second listener, third listener. So how it happened? Because when you emit something, so how many listeners are there, it will just goes to every listener and do the stuff. So whatever stuff. Now you can like have the fourth listener also, and you can say fourth. Okay guys, yeah. Now how many events you have, it doesn't matter. You can just emit it once and keep on listening the event. Now the same way you can have one event like this, like one listening event, and you can emit multiple times the same event. Okay guys, you can see now. Now if I run it, now we'll say node index there. See, we emitted 1 2 3 4 5 times. But suppose you want to emit it only once. I mean, you will emit 5 times, but you want this event to listen only once. One way you can just have, but I mean, put a flag. You can say if flag is equals to 1 like this, but that's unnecessary programming because we have something called once. So if I just say once, that's it. Now how many times you call, it will just call the first time and rest 4 will be ignored. That's it. No error, nothing. It will be just ignore. If I now run it, you can see first listener, it got only first time. So let me just show you. If I say here 1, here 2, here 3, so I'm sending the data extra 4, sorry 5. Now let's just see which event was fired. So we'll say number, and here we'll just print the number. You can see first listener was fired obviously because it came here fired. Now rest 4 were like rest all 4 were ignored. Now suppose you want to emit a error event, so let's just copy it. So we'll say emit dot emit, sorry, event dot emit. How come this came here? Sometimes VS Code like automatically just import things if you have like installed a bunch of extensions. So I want to emit error. Okay guys, now if I save it and check what will happen, so we got an error, unhandled error. Now if I say error 2, emit error 2, nothing happened. It's like it was normal, it was emitting but no one captured. But error is a keyword. If you putting it, so it will just emit the error. And what error is this? I just don't know what error. It's just a error event. And then you can here say also new error. You say whoops, like this. Now you can say we got error whoops, so it's showing you error name, like you have a error whoops. By just you can't do every, like if you do like error 2 suppose, which is not a keyword. Now if you do, it's not showing you. Okay, but error is a keyword, so it just when you do it, so it just working. But Node.js suggests you should always capture all the errors. So we'll just event.on, we'll just capture the error event. So we'll say error. Now here we'll just remove this. Now we'll say console.log, there was an error. There was an error. Now if I run it, you can see now that the error we were getting, like everything getting stopped, so we are not getting that. So we are just, now it's acting like a normal function, sorry, normal event. You're just calling an event and listening and doing stuff. But if you don't listening to stuff, so you can just it will just throw an error. So I mean, if you are working somewhere and you want to debug, so you can say if error, then just do event.emit error. So you'll note that like where is the error coming in your code. Now suppose you want, you can like also do this for let I equals to 0, I less than equal to 10, and here we'll put a semicolon, I plus plus, and like you'll emit the same event 10 times. Okay, so I mean you can, if here there's something scenario, you can just do this also, put in a loop and just keep on calling, there was an error, there was an error, like 10 times called. So this is what all about events in Node.js. And yeah, so like I have told you all the basic stuff which you need to know.